Let me take you inside a sales call. The homeowner asks about the cost. Remodeler pulls up their own blog post. What does a kitchen remodel cost in Portland? They scroll through it together. They talk through examples. They move on to design options using photos from a case study in the same neighborhood. That call ends with, "This was really helpful. What are the next steps?" And the best part is, the salesperson didn't even pitch. The content did. Hey, I'm Spencer Powell. I'm the CEO over at Builder Funnel, and if your content isn't closing deals with you, then it's not reaching its full potential. Today, I want to reframe how you think about your blog, your case studies and project spotlights, and even your SEO pages. Because these are not just for marketing, they're sales tools. And when used right, they shorten sales cycles, improve close rates, and build trust faster than any slide deck ever could. So let's get into it. Most remodelers get this wrong. They think of content like this. Marketing writes the blogs, blogs drive the traffic, traffic becomes leads, and then sales takes over. But in a well-oiled system, content does double duty. It generates the lead, but it also nurtures the sale. Let's look at where content fits into a typical sales process. Let's start with the discovery call. Cost guides and FAQs answer early objections. In the in-person meeting, project spotlights illustrate what's possible. When the design offer is presented, timeline pages and process walkthroughs will help reduce risk. And when we're at that final decision, testimonials and project galleries build confidence. At every stage, content can do what talking sometimes can't. It can show, it can explain, and validate. What types of content work best in sales? Let's break it down by function. Cost guides. These help set expectations and build trust. They're great for discovery calls, early stage consultations, and email follow-up after that first meeting. As a pro tip, if you're constantly fielding, how much does it cost to remodel in this city? Create that exact post. Project spotlight pages are great for telling a story, not just to show the before and after, but they help answer, hey, have you done something like this before? What was the process like? What kind of client was this? Make sure to include photos, quotes, and challenges overcome. And you get bonus points if it's in the same neighborhood as that prospect you're talking to. Timeline content helps buyers understand what happens and when. It's super useful for prepping for kickoff meetings, reassuring hesitant clients, and sending after the design offer or the estimate is presented. Process pages are great for explaining your unique method. They're great for setting expectations early, standing out from the competition, and aligning your team with the buyer journey. Let's look at design galleries and style guides. Those can be used to spark inspiration, guide material selections, and re-engage quiet leads. How do we want to use content during sales? This is where most teams drop the ball. The content exists, but no one uses it. So here's how we're going to fix that. We're going to map content to sales stages. So you can create a little simple matrix. Stage 1 is discovery. In discovery, we can use the cost guide. In stage 2, we have our first appointment. There, we're going to use project spotlight pages. Stage 3 is the design or estimate stage. So we're going to use timeline and FAQs. And stage 4 is closing. So we're going to have a testimonial video and hopefully multiple. You want to arm your sales team. You want to make the content easy to access. So a Google Doc with links, HubSpot snippets or templates, and then a CRM integrated content library. Then we want to train on when and why. Salespeople need to know when to send the blog, what to say when referencing it, and why it helps move the lead forward. And we want to automate what we can. So as an example, after someone books a consultation, we can trigger a pre-meeting email. Here's what to expect, plus a few examples of similar projects. We can include a process page and 1 to 2 project spotlight pages. Then we want to measure the impact. So let's track email click-through rates, time on page, and then lead to close timelines for leads that engage with content versus those that don't. And then you'll start to see patterns and proof. And the cool thing is, this isn't really extra work. You already wrote the blog. You already have the project photos. The only difference now is you're using it with more intention. So imagine you or your sales rep talking to a skeptical lead and saying, "Totally fair question. Let me send you a quick blog that breaks this down. We actually just published it for homeowners in your area." That's super powerful. It positions you as the expert. It gives the buyer confidence and it moves the conversation forward without pressure. Okay, so here's the next 3 moves. You're going to pick 3 pieces of content you've already published, then match them to sales stages. Train your team on how and when to use them, and then create a shared folder or doc that makes grabbing the content super easy. And a bonus 4th move, write 1 piece of content specifically to use during sales, not for SEO, not for traffic, but for moving deals forward. That mindset shift from marketing content to sales enablement is what separates average teams from strategic ones. So here's the takeaway. You don't need new leads, you need to close the ones you've got, and content can help you do it. See you next time here on Builder Funnel TV.